Welcome back, my zombies newcomers. I am Frogger13, and I was not ready for it to start recording. So this is my final, always for, hopefully my final, book review summer project. So, yes, if you guys are going, wait a minute, this is a boring book review project. Yes, sorry guys, this is a book review project. So, anyways, the book I chose to read over the summer for my summer reading is A Field Guide to Cows. And I'm kidding. Totally kidding. For real this time. The book I read was Three Strikes, You're Dead. What it is it's a baseball murder mystery novel. Excuse me, I literally just had lunch. So, what happens is, first I'm going to give you the book and then I'm going to give you my review. This new pitcher, of R.J. Weathers, falls down on the mound, dead. So these, they said middle schools, right? Yeah, three middle, yeah, I was at their high schools, but they said they're middle, but they're actually middle schools, and that was always very confusing to me. These three middle school kids go, someone was fooling around with something. This just wasn't a heart attack, as the doctors who do the autopsy, who examined the dead body, I can't talk for the life of me, said it was. So they set up, do their research online, interview suspects, and figure out who was the actual murderer. And I'm trying to decide if I should reveal that or not. Actually, I will. I think I will. So, the murder, so that was pretty much what the basic plot was. It was 23 chapters. So, it was a decent book. I thought it was poorly written. Here, actually, first of all, just so you kind of get a feel, so, you know, I'm not making some of this junk up, I'll read the little summary on the back of the page. Winnie Norbeck, who is our hero, our main character, our protagonist, written in first person by his point of view, by the way, just like The Hunger Games or Divergent, if you read any of those books, written in that similar style, is a die-hard baseball lover, and Phillies fan. Unfortunately, he is no ball player himself. According to Winnie, he is the worst there ever was. But he'd make a heck of an announcer. That's his dream. And he gets a chance to prove himself when, with the help of his loyal friends, Mike and other Mike, he enters an announcer contest and wins. The prize he gets is to be a live broadcaster for one inning at a Phillies game. The game goes very wrong, though. Before Winnie can do his inning, a promising pitcher fresh out of the minors drops dead on the mound. The official cause of death is a heart attack, but Winnie has a hunch there is something more on, so he and the Mikes go out to investigate. The suspects are many, and though the trio barks up a few wrong trees, they are right on the heels of the killer. I'm going to disagree with all of that. Yeah, so the main characters were Winnie, Mike, and other Mike. First of all, you're kidding me, Arthur. The name was Josh Burke. You really are so creative, you do name two of your characters Mike, and it'd be even more creative to go with other Mike. Number one, that's just dumb. Sorry, that's dumb. Two, it's so confusing. There was half the times where I go, wait, which Mike is this? Oh my gosh, or I had to backtrack so many times to really figure out what was going on with which Mike. It just, And there's so many other names in the English language. I mean, if you really have to use something, just use a stupid name. Just go with Tim. It's a silly name. Or just go with it. Pick one off the top of your head. Please. Moving on, though. So, when they said they're right on the heels of the killer, that's a bit of exaggeration, because it's not like the killer was, pretending, oh yeah, we want to get this killer behind bars too, and I was the killer, no. The three prime suspects were, okay, that was a terrible thing, choice of positioning on my part, was the librarian, the trainer, and the doctor. And the killer was not any of the three I just listed. The killer was a former pitcher who also pitched for the Phillies and had in the MLB Book of World Records, had the worst ERA ever. And for those of you who don't know what an ERA is, or that's bad, it means earned run average. So he gave up a lot of earned runs, meaning gave up a lot of hits, home runs, and he had the worst. But however, he knew this guy, R.J. Weathers, had a heart problem and was taking a lot of heart medication. So this was a very thought out murder. What he did was he took some of his heart medication and his water bottle, overdosed it, and put some poison in there. So when he drank it, he would go, okay, yeah, it tastes a little funny, but yeah, there's my heart medication in there. And one go, this water doesn't taste like water, there's poison in it, somebody, no. So when this pitcher gives up 8 runs, because he only gave up 7 runs, and he gave up 8 runs with 1 out, and so he had the highest ERA. And the way ERAs work, if he gave up 1 more out, and his ERA would have been lowered. He only got 1 out. Whoever got out must have been really embarrassed. But anyways, this kid has a long career, so it was his first MLB debut with a promising long career, so he would totally lower that ERA. And this guy knew if he killed him, he would never, his name from the MLB World Records would be scratched off of worst ERAs. So that's the whole reason he killed him. I know, that's a pretty sick reason to kill somebody, but he killed him anyways. And the thing that really bothers me about that was right on the heels of the killer, we read about this guy in the 2nd chapter for 2 sentences, and we never hear about him again. And then he's the killer. And I really didn't like that, because when it said he was the killer, I was like, wait a minute, who? Let me backtrack. Oh, that guy. He's the killer. Oh, okay, that makes sense, but I don't remember who he was. So, that was poor writing. On the actual victim himself, you never had time to get to know the guy. And I read a lot of murder mysteries and do a lot of murder novels, or just a lot of mysteries in novel, whether it be murder, theft, whatever, just mysteries. And normally you get attached to the thing that gets stolen, or the person who gets killed, or whatever. This guy, he goes up to the booth and meets our hero Lenny, gives him a signed ball from all the players, and, the next thing you hear about him is he's dead. So it's like, that's nice. I'm sorry that he's dead, that's terrible, but I never got really emotionally attached to him. Go, no, this guy's dead, I have to figure out who killed him. And everyone just assumed it was a heart attack, because that heart failure. Now, in the killer's defense, that's actually a clever way to make it look like it was just being murdered. It was just heart failure, not a murder. Although, let's be honest, you really can 3 middle schoolers really figure out, oh, this wasn't murder, and the fact they found no poison in his system or an overdose or anything in his system when they examined the body, that's a little suspicious to me. What else? Oh, a lot of bunny trails. There was one chapter which was pretty much where they're trying to go to the library to research this guy's background to figure out, did he owe anybody money? Was there any reason why somebody would want to kill him? And they discovered that there was 2 brothers who were pitchers, one on the Red Sox, one on the Yankees. Red Sox, Yankees are a really big rivalry, like the Giants and Dodgers. So, and they spent a whole chapter on finding out these guys are brothers who pitched for the opposite team, and just, oh my god, that's just, who cares? So I thought that annoying. There was another chapter where our hero's dad, whose name was just Dad, got him a book of baseball players, of like best players, and they were and there was a thing where apparently there was a couple of seasons where the Phillies were called the Blue Jays. Who cares? That had nothing to do with the story. But I did think that, besides those, I don't say minor things, but they didn't ruin the book for me. There weren't things where, you go, I don't want to pick this book up ever again. It's terrible. It was a decent book. I just would have given the guys a different name, and I would have made the killer a little more known, so you would have been more of a surprise. Like, he was the killer? Oh my gosh, I thought, it was more set up, so he looked like a good guy, and then he was the killer? And then go back and read it some, and then backtrack, go, oh, okay, that makes sense. Instead of going, and the killer is, who? Yeah, who? I don't know, it's a baseball book and the killer, so who, who's on first? And would have given us a little more time to get attached to the guy who died, so it would have been, oh, it's terrible this guy's dead. Well, it's always terrible when someone dies. But more, we got to figure out who killed this guy and make it look like a lot more of a murder. So it would have been not just, everyone telling these kids, you're crazy, he's not going to get murdered, which, made it fun, but I took out some of the real part of the realistic element into it. And if it's a science fiction book, like, I don't know, giant cockroaches terrorizing New York City, okay, obviously that's fake. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow, turn on the TV, and hear about giant cockroaches terrorizing New York City. But I'm not going to on the other hand, I'm not going to turn on the TV tomorrow and find out that some guy was killed and the authorities and doctors said it was just a heart attack, and these 3 middle schoolers figured out it was a murder and found the murderer. That's not really going to happen. So those are the only things I would really fix about it. But otherwise, I think it was a clever book. It was something that's never really been experimented with before. 1 second, please. So I enjoyed that. So I would maybe give it 5 out of 10 stars because I did enjoy reading it. Would I recommend it? Yeah, I would. If someone wanted to, understanding the fact that, the writing's not the best writing, but, I've been spoiled with so many good books. My English teachers at school have spoiled me with some very, very good books, so, what can I say? But anyways, guys, for those of you who are expecting a gameplay or just making me a lot of jokes, I'm sorry about that, but I hope you enjoyed the review anyways. Like, subscribe, comment, sharing on the internet is easy, and I will see you in the next video.